All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? What's up, everybody? Good evening. Good Friday to you guys. So, tonight, I want to get into this topic. This topic right here, I'm going to crack some jokes about. I got to crack jokes on it. This topic is called um, domestic discipline. Now, I never heard this term domestic discipline before until today. And what got me across what how did I come across this terminology? Well, let's just say I happened to spot a video on Facebook, which I am going to share. And I was just like, this is pretty interesting. How bizarre. And I thought it was pretty bizarre and interesting. But I'm going to get my thoughts and commentaries after this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the definition of what domestic discipline is, and then I'm going to play the video. All right? Okay, so let's look at what domestic discipline is. Oh boy. So domestic discipline mostly commonly referred to as the practice of fully consensual corporal discipline between two component adult partners in a relationship, but also may refer to general topics. Corporal punishment in the home. Punishment of a child, normally the spanking or slapping of a child with the parent's open hand, but occasionally with an implement such as a belt, slipper, cane, or paddle. And that's how I grew up. I grew up with discipline. So it wasn't no permission. Grandma felt like she can discipline me if I was out of line. Domestic violence, a pattern of abusive behaviors by one or both partners in an intimate relationship. Spousal discipline, where some approve of husbands' discipline of their wives. Also, in some cases, the wife punishes the husband in a FLR, which is female-led relationships. Christianity and domestic violence. See the Bible section, not to be confused with the Christian domestic discipline, a set of views and practices espoused by some Christians who believe in consensual domestic discipline or domestic discipline, which is also practiced with the full consent of both partners in a marriage or relationship. Islam and domestic violence, see Quran and Nas. All right, so, and then there's other topic: consensual use of bondage, discipline, sadism, and masochism in interpersonal relationship. What is masochism? I never heard that term. I promise you. Okay. Whoa. That's what it is. Alrighty. Masochism is the giving and receiving of pleasure from acts involving the receipt of infliction of pain and humiliation. Practitioner of sadomasochism may seek sexual gratification from their acts, while the terms sadist and machoist refer respectively to one who enjoys giving or receiving pain. Practitioner of sadomasochism may switch between activity and passivity. Okay. Alrighty then. All right. Well, that's okay. That's interesting. That's fetish. I get it. Dominance and submission, consensual approval given for a set of behaviors. Erratic spanking, the act of spanking another person for the sexual arousal or gratification of either or both parties. Okay. Woo. All right, what a definition. So basically, Okay, I'm back. So basically, in order for someone to practice domestic discipline, a partner have to consent to it, meaning that they give consent. Usually, a female give consent to the male to discipline her, or sometime in the case, the man can give consent to the woman to discipline him, but it has to be consensual. It has to. That means the partner has to seek permission to practice it. They just can't up and put their hands on somebody. They have to get permission. All right. And they both have to be in agreement with each other. Okay. So, this is quite fun and interesting. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and play this video. All right. I'm trying to see how I can get this off of here. Hold on. Give me a second, you guys. I'm trying to get this off of here. Not much. Let me try to get something off of here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this video. Oops. All right, hopefully you guys can. Oh my God, what the hell? What the hell is. Hold up. I don't know how that happened. No, that's not what I was trying to do. Okay, I'm back. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and play this video. This video is quite interesting. It goes into this whole idea about what domestic discipline is. So here is a lady who been practicing this with her husband for 10 years. And actually, she came up with the idea. He didn't. So let's hear what she got to say. All right. So I'm going ahead and blow this screen up. And hopefully you guys can hear it.
We have been together for 15 years.
We're happier than we have ever been.
We have been practicing domestic discipline for roughly 10 years.
I think you said you only use your hand. That's not true. People can say, oh, you're abusing your wife. I'm calling the cops. You get a lot of the woman is brainwashed.
This is Brandy. She fell in love with Lazarus.
I love everything about my wife.
He is very, very loving, sensitive and caring and just loving in general.
Loving feelings aside, this pair have a set of strict rules that govern their day-to-day relationship.
We have been practicing domestic discipline for roughly 10 years.
A domestic discipline relationship is a dynamic between two consenting adults where you have a dominant and a submissive. The dominant is usually referred to as the HOH, which is head of household. The submissive is referred to as a sub or a TIH, which means taken in hand. The dominant sets rules and expectations for the submissive to live by, and there are consequences for not following the rules or not meeting those expectations. The 4 Ds are danger, disobedience, disrespect, and dishonesty.
Following up on consequences being broken under the 4 Ds, it could be from writing lines, corner time, or just a stern lecture.
It depends on which rule you broke. They all suck.
So I asked her to write a line stating that being submissive is important.
It was being submissive is very important. It's a unique quality to have. I will be submissive at all times to my HOH. And I had to write 10 pages worth.
10 pages.
I don't find writing lines as demeaning. It's, I guess, just like any other consequence. It's not fun. It's tedious and it sucks, but that's about it.
In addition to set punishments for Brandy's rule breaking, there's also set tasks regarding the division of labor around the home.
Daily household chores would be dishes, cleaning the kitchen, doing the floors, double checking the bathrooms, make sure they don't need to be deep cleaned. That needs to be in the trash can. Dining room table, our bedroom, and usually 2 to 3 loads of laundry. I do all the cooking unless it's grilling. He does the grilling.
You might be surprised to learn that the idea for this relationship structure didn't come from Lazarus.
When Brandy first brought DD lifestyle to my attention, I felt kind of awkward. I didn't really understand why.
I kept getting a book recommendation. A lot of it surprisingly made sense. So I just decided to bring it up to him.
At first, I thought I was hurting my wife. You know, it's just the mind thing on that part where it feels awkward. But looking into it, I understood why.
Why do you guys consider this not abusive?
We don't consider it to be abusive. One, because it's consensual. I don't think people consent to being abused. Two, it was my idea, and I had to convince him to do it. There's no long-lasting damage. It hurts for a little while, and then it goes away. It doesn't bother me that he doesn't get the same consequences that I do because our situations are different and our roles are different, and it wouldn't work. Oh, I just realized I have 827 member requests today. I started the Facebook group with one of my friends who is also in the lifestyle. This was a safe space where people can talk, people can vent without worrying about husband seeing it. I think most people choose to remain anonymous because they know that they will get judged for what they do. The world sucks when it comes to judging things that they know nothing about. People can say, oh, you're abusing your wife, I'm calling the cops. So we get a lot of the woman is brainwashed and stuff like that.
What the hell was doing this?
Stop saying hell. Our kids pretty much know everything about domestic discipline. More so than the people who be writing the negative articles about it. Our kids know pretty much all the ins and outs of it. Are you still reading?
Yeah.
Is there even questions at the end of this?
Nope. And I'm 13 years old. I understand quite a bit about domestic discipline. I mean, there may be some things that people find iffy with the rules, but I don't think anything is too crazy.
They're aware of the lifestyle, but they know it's a choice.
I would not have a similar relationship to my parents, as I just don't believe it would suit the type of person that I am.
It's not for everybody. I think the ends justify the means because we're happier than we have ever been. We get along better than most couples. I don't think we can be happy without it anymore. It is our life. You'd be amazed at how many people actually live this way.
Well, you have it there, gangs. This is the lady that's giving her account on her experience on domestic discipline. She said it works for her marriage. She has no problem with it. It worked for her marriage for the past 10 years. And they are happy couples. They're very happy. But did y'all notice the look on that daughter's face? Did you notice the look on that little girl's face? That little girl was not. She wasn't really feeling that. She like, And the little boys, they have no clue. They're young, but the daughter, she like, oh, hell to no. That was the kind of look that she was giving. Like, I'm not feeling daddy putting his hands on mama. Let me see what else I can read. There's some more information I want to read on a little bit, and then I'm going to give my thoughts, my commentary. Okay. This article right here is called Beginning Domestic Discipline, brought to you by Learning Domestic Discipline. And it was written in 2013. Welcome to the Learning Domestic Discipline. You're probably feeling anxious, overwhelmed, and even a little bit scared. But even with those uneasy feelings dancing in your heart, you're also probably feeling a lot of excitement and anticipation. Domestic discipline has the potential to positively impact your relationship, and domestic discipline has the potential to positively impact your home. Domestic discipline also has the potential to bring an elevated level of joy and happiness in your life, and we're sure you cannot wait to get started. Oh, goodness. All right, so let's go ahead and skip down. Well, let's skip down. Let's see what they're talking about here. Okay, so here it is. Now, here's a step. Of course, domestic discipline is the practice between two consenting life partners. Domestic discipline is generally practiced among married couples. However, the term life partners is used in our definition because we feel domestic discipline can be practiced between any two partners who know they'll spend the rest of their lives together. That could mean they're married or engaged or even partners living together for numerous years. And of course, this practice and lifestyle absolutely must be consensual between both partners. We cannot stress that point enough. Oh, and it says head of household. Take the necessary measure to achieve a healthy relationship dynamic. The necessary measure to create a healthy home environment, and the necessary measures to protect all members of the family from dangerous or detrimental outcomes by punishing the contributing and thus unwanted behaviors for the greater good of the entire family. It is the job of the head of the household to protect their family from harm, even if that means protecting them from themselves. The head of household must protect the family not only in the physical sense, but in the emotional, spiritual, and financial sense as well. It is the duty of the head of household to keep the family on the right track towards a safe, stable, constructive, and happy future. The head of household is the leader. The head of household set the example for the rest of the family. In a domestic discipline relationship, this means the head of household punishes dangerous or detrimental behavior in order to achieve those things. This is the essence of what domestic discipline is all about. And then it says here, in addition to punishing the unwanted behaviors, the head of household is responsible for reinforcing positive behaviors for the greater good of the entire family. Often forgotten within domestic discipline is the need to reward the positive behaviors as well. This responsibility again falls directly on the shoulders of the head of the household. Reinforcing positive behaviors will increase the likelihood of those behaviors repeating, which is always a good thing in any situation. All right, and it says the head of household is always to conduct themselves in a very safe, loving, healthy, controlled, and composed manner. Any aspect of domestic discipline is never to be carried out when the head of household is angry or upset. Never. Yes, the dangerous or detrimental behaviors can be upsetting, but the head of household must always punish while composed, calm, and in complete control of their emotions and actions. This practice is always to be done in a loving manner and never in an uncontrolled manner. Domestic discipline isn't an easy thing to start in any relationship. However, once a couple begins practicing domestic discipline and remain consistent with it for several months, oftentimes they can imagine their lives without it. When looking back at that definition, the term domestic discipline makes a lot of sense and is very fitting for describing this dynamic in a relationship. This lifestyle is domestic in the sense that it's practiced between two committed, consenting life partners and obviously contain discipline, given the punishment consequence aspect of the lifestyle. Put two terms together and there you have it, domestic discipline. Okay. So, I'm going to give my thoughts and I'm going to crack some jokes. So I'm going to say this. To me, it sounds like the slave and the master. That's what it sounds like. When I think of domestic discipline, I'm thinking somebody playing the master and somebody playing the slave. Dominant and subordinate. That's what I'm thinking about. You might as well say your husband is the pimp and you the hoe. Just saying, you might as well say he's the pimp, you's the hoe. Just picture this. This is for me. Ain't nowhere in the hell I'm finna sit here and give you permission to spank my ass or discipline me. Now, it's one thing when you talk to me and point things out to me where I'm wrong at, but to let you put a goddamn paddle on my ass and spank me hard, hell to the no. And then lastly, the thing is, the woman calling her man daddy. No. No, 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 no. Not in my book. No. You ain't daddy in my book. You my husband, you my man, but you ain't daddy. I got one daddy. And once he make his transition, ain't gonna be another daddy. I only got one father that I call daddy. And because he is my dad, he is my biological father. Other than that, ain't no other man is daddy. And ain't no other man gonna take daddy's spot. You play your role as a husband or as my spouse, and that's what you is. You play that role as the husband or the spouse, the boyfriend. You don't get to play the role as daddy. No. I don't care how much fetish and how it's fun, exciting. No, you're not daddy. You're not daddy. I'm sorry. You're not daddy. The hell what you gonna do? So if I don't consent, hold on. If I don't give into it, if I become disobedient, that gives you the right to no. No, you ain't spanking me with no paddle. You definitely ain't finna hit me with your goddamn hands. Cause I promise you, and I'm being straight up, you put your hands on me, consent. Look, if you put your hands on me, we fight. Oh, you going down. You going down. One way or another. You going down. Cause see, I don't approve men hitting on women and women hitting on men. Keep your hands to yourself. If you're not embracing each other, if you're not making love to one another, keep your hands to yourself. You ain't got no place. Be punching, beating, none of that. And here's my thing. Here's my thing. To you women that consent to this type of behavior, and I'm going to be very blunt with you. If you consent to your partner discipline you, so-called discipline you, spanking you and all that shit, you better not ever holler out that they abusing you. Do not holler out that you've been abused, that you've been beaten, that you've been tortured in your relationship because you consent to that shit. Don't tell me, well, he's supposed to do it in a very loving manner. He's supposed to be very gentle. You gave him consent to whoop your ass. So now, every time you do something wrong, supposedly, or every time you don't do what he says, supposedly, and he whoop your ass, and he keep whooping your ass, it's too much for you. Now it's abuse. But you shouldn't have gave that consent in the first place. That's going to be my attitude. So, for those women that's in this domestic discipline relationship, do not holler out that you have been abused. Do not holler that your husband have took advantage of you. Do not holler that shit out because you allow it. You allow it to happen. It was all fun and game. It was all cute. And then when the shit went to the extreme, you couldn't handle it. Now it's a problem. Well, I can't feel sorry for you because one of the first things I'm going to ask, if somebody comes to me talking about they be in an abusive relationship, now that I know this term, I'm going to ask, okay, well, did you participate in domestic discipline? And if they say, yeah, I'm like, I can't feel sorry for you. I really can't feel sorry for you because you allow it to happen and you allow it to keep going. So I better not hear that he done abuse you. And same go for you men. If you let your woman discipline you, treat you any kind of way, bust you upside the head with an object, or take a belt or whatever, or whoop your ass butt ass naked with a switch, and you holler out that, oh, she being too aggressive, she being too much, I'm not gonna feel sorry for you because you allowed that shit. You wanted that shit. You liked it, that shit. You had a fetish off that shit. I'm not feeling sorry for your ass. I'm not. So to avoid abuse in a relationship, don't consent to that shit. Do not consent to it because once you give permission to it, that person gonna feel like they can do it anytime they want to. They can put their hands on you when they get ready to, or when they feel like you're in the wrong. And don't holler that this person is controlling and taking away your livelihood or your humanity when you allow them to tell you that you gotta obey and you gotta abide by their rules. Don't you holler about, oh, he's controlling me. You allowed it. You gave consent to it. You gave consent to it. Now, this is a question I have to ask. Okay, let's just say if the man is dominant, right? Hold on. I'm getting somewhere with this. Just listen. Let's say if your man is dominant, all right, and y'all practice this type of discipline, and he's a cheater. He's a cheater. he cheats on you with another woman who he called a concubine, who he referred to as a thought or his side chick, and she doesn't fall along with that narrative. She plays as the dominant person, and she is aggressive, and he submits to her. I wonder, how would that make you feel as a woman to find out that you practicing this domestic discipline with your husband, but turn around, your husband is being a simp to another woman. He submits to her. He's abide by her rules. Would you take him seriously? Would you take him seriously after all of that? Okay, I'm back. All right. So my question is, would you take him seriously after you found out that he's not only been cheating on you, but he submits to someone else other than you? Because I hope you don't take him seriously, because I wouldn't. I'd be like, oh, you want me to submit to you and look at you as the dominant figure, but you submit to somebody else, another woman, and she get to treat you any kind of way. To me, you a sucker. So you bowing down and kissing another bitch's ass, and you submit to her and obeying her, and she not your woman, but I'm your woman, and you want me to bow down to you and submit to you and kiss your ass. No, my friend, fuck you. That would be my attitude. Fuck you. You are a sucker. Or let's say even worse. Even worse, because yes, I'm going to go there. I'm finna go there. I'm finna go there, so buckle up your seatbelts and get ready. Let's say that your man that is supposed to be dominant, very dominant, very masculine, and he turn around and he give into the fetish and being submissive to another man. To another man. He's practicing this domestic discipline with another man. This man is spanking his ass, and especially if they engage into sexual activity with each other. You come to find out he getting tied up, with the rope behind his back, laying on the ground and with his legs spread apart, and the man is thrusting in and out of him, penetrating him, and he called this man daddy, and he wants you to come home. Well, he comes home to you and he wants you to call him daddy. Would you take him seriously then? Once you find out that he submitted to another man and calling another man daddy? Because I hope you don't. And if you do, you a damn fool. You's a damn fool. Because right then and there, once I find out that, oh, you submitted to another man and you call him daddy, he's for the streets. The streets can have you. The streets can have you. There you go. You can have them. Ain't no competition. I'm not going to fight with you. You can have them. You definitely for the streets. The streets belong. The streets is yours now. The streets can have you. Because you really a sucker. You're really a soft ass nigga. That's my thing. So yeah, that's my critique on that domestic discipline. So where do I stand on it? I absolutely disagree with it. I absolutely disagree with that. Now, do I think that a woman should show respect to her husband and honor him? Yes, most definitely. You should honor your man. You should submit to him, because naturally speaking, you're going to submit, especially if he has great qualities as a husband, as a good man. But at the end of the day, he's going to submit back to you as well. So you're exchanging it. Y'all exchanging it together. He giving you back something that you gave to him. So it's a give and receive thing. Okay? Yes, you should honor your partner. Yes, you should respect your spouse. Yes, you should love your spouse. And you should communicate with them and be able to have some understanding, come to agreement. But all that spanking asses and beating asses, no, 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 hell no, 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 oh no, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No. No, 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 no. No. No, 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 no. I'm gonna hit that high note. No. You like that? I'm just BS. I can't really sing. But nah, for real, it's not gonna work. And I know some of y'all thinking, well, you ain't gonna be successful. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna find a husband. Ain't no man, you ain't gonna be able to keep no man with that kind of attitude, Tiffany. Well, if it's gonna hinder me, well, I guess not. I guess I'll be a single woman. I guess I'll be single for the rest of my life. Because half of these men out here ain't demonstrating what manhood's about. Half of them don't even know what it means to be a man. Let's be honest about that. Half of them don't. Half of them have any clue about manhood. So, if that's going to make me single and lonely and miserable, then oh well, I'd rather be that than to give into something or to consent to something which will lead to something worse later on. So yes, to me, domestic discipline will lead to abuse, and that's just the way I see it. Now, if people feel like it works for them, okay, let's see how long it's gonna work. But as for me, that to me sounds like it's gonna lead to abuse. So it's like if you give consent to somebody disciplining you, it's almost like you're giving consent to somebody abusing you. I mean, that's my opinion. Because what happen if that person turns out to be abusive and they start putting their hands on you, beating you whenever they want to? Then what? You gotta think about the outcome of all of this and how it's gonna take place. Yeah. Yeah, that's just the way I look at it. Yeah. This is something very interesting. I'm learning something new every single day. I'm learning some new stuff. Don't you know when you come across some new things, you'll come in for a surprise. You'll come in for a major surprise because it's something very unexpected. And oftentimes, I have disagreements about certain things, and I have agreements. And also, to add on to this, for real, my thing is, discipline got to start with self. You can't look to your partner to discipline you. Because if that's the case, then they don't need you. They don't need you. They don't need to have you. Discipline got to start with self. Discipline is in the mind. You must learn self-discipline. You must learn how to have self-discipline. If you don't apply your self-discipline, then you're not worthy of being in a relationship. You don't have the mentality to withstand a relationship. You don't have that capacity. So you have to work on yourself and know when to check yourself. Know when to keep yourself in alignment. That's what you got to do. And it sounds like to me this woman doesn't know how to discipline herself. Does not know how to keep herself in check. You got to learn that. Self-discipline is important. If you ain't got no self-discipline, then what the hell you doing in a relationship? That is my argument. What the hell is you doing? Why are you in a relationship? Get yourself together. Be in alignment with yourself. And your partner, your spouse, should do the same thing. Be in alignment with themselves before they jump into any committed relationship. Also, I want to show something real quick. Oh, that's a good question. What kind of man wants to hit his woman and treat her like a child? Oh, you got some women out there that's like that. You got some women out there that's like that. Then they want to holler that the man is abusive. I can't feel sorry. Now, let me talk about Monique real fast. Let's look at Monique. Now, okay, she explains why she calls her husband daddy. Let's see why Monique calls her husband daddy. Okay, so I'm about to go ahead and share this. All right, if y'all can see. All right, so Monique appears on Tamar's Braxton's Under Construction podcast, and she spoke about her open marriage with her husband, Sidney Hens, and why she calls him daddy. Okay, so let me say something. Okay, so here it is. I thought there was a video that goes along with this, maybe not. She said, when people say to me, why do you call him daddy? I tell them because he's raising me. He's giving me everything my father did not. The comedian acknowledged that it can be sometimes embarrassing, but he expressed his desire to treat her like a lady, and she followed his lead. See, there ain't nobody else in the room, and he's had to say some things to me, Tamar, that has taken me to my knees. And then he'll pick me back up and he'll say, is anything I'm saying to you not true? The precious star said. And I'll say, everything you're saying to me is true. But right now, nigga, my ego, I need you to walk away because the crazy bitch inside of me, she's getting ready to say something and mess up the moment. Monique said to Braston's light laughter. I know she's coming. Here she come. She's getting ready to come out the basement. And then he loved all of us through it. He loved all of us through it. Monique went on to give a message to other women who might be resistant to queen training. Y'all, please, if you have a good one, let your guard down and let it happen. You're not going to hear some shit that's going to shock you because when you got a king, he got to prepare you to be the queen, she said. And so many of us ain't got the queen training. So when we get the king, we don't know what to do with this shit. She also took the time out to shamelessly plug in her podcast she co-hosts with her husband since 2006, Monique and Sydney's Open's relationship. When we first had the conversation, it was because I was still in the mindset of I'm an entertainer, I'm a performer, and I want to have it all. So I said, you know what? I want to have an open marriage. And he said, Monique, we've been best friends since the 10th grade. Do you think that's going to stop us from loving one another? It was just being able to sit down and have that dialogue to say, hey, let's always make sure we're open and honest, she said. All right, and so that's the end of this article. This is from the source. Now, for me, I understand the part that you gotta learn about being a woman and being able to grow with your partner, your husband, or your wife. I understand it, and that's very important. You want to grow with your partner. You want to be able to build a foundation with them. But all the other stuff, calling them daddy, that's to me that's unnecessary. But she feel that it is necessary because she feel like he's raising her. But I don't think it's so much a raising her. I think he's trying to help her to grow and to help her to develop herself into a woman. But this is my argument again, as a woman, you must learn how to develop yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to grow into your womanhood. See, the man can only tell you what he's looking for in a woman. And it's up to you to develop yourself into that woman. He can't teach you how to be a woman. Okay. Yeah. He can't teach you how to be a woman. He can tell you what he's looking for in a woman as far as quality is concerned. Now, he can show you some things that may help you as a person, but as far as you being a woman, that's something that you got to acquire on your own. You must acquire that on your own. Same goal for a man. A woman can't teach you how to be no man. She can show you some things that may help you as a person, or she can tell you what she's looking for in a man, but she can't teach you how to be a man. That's something that you have to develop on your own as a man. That's the way I see it. And I feel like if somebody got to raise you to be a woman or raise you to be a man, then you're not ready. You're not ready to be in that committed relationship with them. Now, in her case, she has an open marriage. And I kind of understand why she's doing an open marriage. Because in case where there's a situation where the spouse is engaging into sexual activity with someone else, they want to be open and honest with each other about it versus just going behind each other back sneaking and then coming back and acting like they in a monogamous relationship, knowing that that's not what they want to be. So I respect that. I understand that. I get that narrative. That you just want to have an open marriage, mean that your husband still look at you as your life partner. You still love each other. Y'all still together, but they also interacting with other people and dating other people or having sexual relation with other people. I don't fully agree with open marriage because I feel like that will create problems and possibly jealousy. And by your partner having sex with multiple people and you don't know what they're doing and what they contracting, etc. Yeah, I don't fully agree with that. I don't. But to each his own, everybody do their own thing. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it might be a hard time for me to find somebody that's compatible enough or be with someone that's compatible because of my way of thinking and how I view things. Some people may not want to deal with that. Some people be like, nah, you have this narrow mindset. Okay, if you feel it's narrow, then that's fine. What we're going to learn about in the world is that it's all based off of philosophy and politics. And as humans, we really don't know nature like we think. We don't understand nature because if we really had a great understanding of nature, we wouldn't create so many narratives. We wouldn't create so many philosophical ideas. We wouldn't have so many politics. We would understand and accept nature for what it is. I'm just saying real talk. But many of us don't know nature. We don't understand nature. All right. Even scientists themselves, they're still trying to figure nature out. Because if they really knew nature, there wouldn't be no ongoing research. There wouldn't be a bunch of information that has to go back and be corrected. They would just automatically know. But it's a lot of things that we don't know about nature. And that's why we may not find out everything about nature. We may not be able to understand every single thing. It may not be meant for us to understand every single thing about nature. Or we just know that it exists and it has the power and it's that force. So whatever goes on and whatever takes place, nature has the last say so. Nature has the final word, and there's nothing that you can really do about it. You can't really stop nature from happening. No matter how powerful your technology might be, nature is going to find a way to have a final say so. And that's the way I look at it. But anyways, that's all I have for tonight. You're right. You can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink it. You can't make them drink it. Absolutely. You're correct. You can only lead a horse to the water, but you can't make the horse drink it. Change only comes to the willing. You're correct. Absolutely. That's it. You're right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are watching, and if you haven't watched the video, you can come back and watch it on your own time. You have to watch it from the very beginning. But I thank you all for taking your time out watching and listening to what I have to say on this topic. with that being said, make sure you share the channel. Make sure you like the channel. Hit the notification bell. And thank you all that has been subscribing. So far, I got 160 subscribers on my channel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Like the channel. Share it. And all that great stuff. All right. Until then, you guys have a wonderful night. Be safe. And I will reconnect with you all later. All right? Peace. Take it easy.